Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal, a production channel here at YouTube, and welcome to, of course, another album of the week. This, of course, is episode number 79. So, to celebrate the 40th anniversary, I, of course, am picking the third full-length album for, of course, the legendary British metal legends, Saxon, as of course is Strong Arm of the Law. Boy, after leaving their mark, of course, with their second full-length album, which of course kicked off the decade, that being of course Wheels of Steel, they decide to deepen their mark with of course this landmark album. Of course, back on the producer's helm is of course producer Pete Hinton, who of course is best known for producing albums for bands such as Picture and Witchfinder General. And boy, does the overall atmosphere and the level of just work on this album is just elevated. I mean, as they couldn't get any better, they decided to, in many ways, I mean, Wheels of Steel is definitely my favorite Saxon album, but this album is definitely my second favorite Saxon album. I mean, just look at all the songs on this freaking album. I mean, there's about 8 songs on here, but let's just run through these songs. Heavy Metal Thunder, To Hell and Back Again, Strong Arm of the Law, Taking Your Chances, 20,000 Feet, Hungry Years, 6 from Girls, and of course Dallas 1 p.m. Of course, with all these 8 songs combined, it all clocks in at 37 minutes and 32 seconds. Oh boy. I mean, most of these songs and the whole title of the record, it just spells classic, and it smells like a classic. And of course, it sounds like a classic. And sure enough, it's a classic. I mean, do I really have to basically stretch this album of the week video to at least 11 minutes or even at times 20 minutes to talk about this classic landmark record that definitely cemented Saxon's name in, of course, the cement of that is embedded in the that is the soul of hard rock and metal, or in just the whole rock world in general and the metal world. This album definitely further rocketed this band into the fucking hemisphere. My God, as far as picking favorite songs off this album, I mean, I could pick the whole entire entire record. But we have to, the fucking Heavy Metal Thunder. This song definitely also in many ways really kind of helped spearhead the whole inspiration for the speed metal and thrash metal of what was to come again in the mid to of course to this today. I mean, bands like Metallica and Anthrax and even Megadeth, they all fucking cut their teeth on this record, and that song itself definitely just helped fuel that. Even other bands like Exodus, it definitely, this song right here fueled that. When I saw Saxon back in 2015, before going into this song, Biff Byford definitely said that they definitely helped influence the whole thrash metal song movement, and definitely said that this is probably one of the first thrash metal songs. I mean, I thought he was going into, of course, Machine Gun, but it was Heavy Metal Thunder, and the thing is, he isn't wrong. This is one of the heaviest songs. I mean, of course, bands like Accept and Anvil would top this track in terms of just fast and just overall aggressiveness. But for 1980, yes, this was absolutely extreme for 1980, and it's a bona fide classic track. But of course, I also love the title track off this album. I also love Taking Your Chances. 20,000 Feet, another, again, along with Heavy Metal Thunder, and of course Machine Gun, as again, one of the earliest speed metal songs. This track is just fast, too. Of course, Hungry Years, and of course, none other than the somewhat ode to, of course, Americana, which of course is none other than Dallas 1 PM. And when I say ode to Americana, they of course chose to do, of course, a song based around the whole Kennedy assassination that happened, of course, in 1963. There really isn't a fucking bad track on here. Even the lesser tracks, such as To Hell and Back Again, which is another heavy track off this one. And of course, the rather campy, yet still boogie feel of Six from Girls, which originally was going under the title Mandy. And the thing is, a recording of the track does exist and was used as a bonus track for the 2009 reissue of this album, but it's definitely more so a working version of, or at least a working recording of this, and it's definitely it's interesting, but it's nothing anywhere compared to, of course, the finished product that would, of course, be Six from Girls. But again, it's a fun, lovable kind of track, very similar to, again, something like maybe Susie Hold On off of Wheels of Steel. There's just not a bad song on here. From, of course, the twin guitar attack from, of course, guys such as Graham Oliver and Paul Quinn. These two, especially listen to, of course, the guitar soloing and Taking Your Chances. That is some classic twin guitar attack there. They're just fucking trading off guitar solos. Very similar to, of course, KK Downing and Glenn Tipton. It just has that overall feel, and and again, it just heightens that track for me. It's why I picked that as one of my favorite songs off this album. This is, again, it's a classic record. I don't really have to go on too long. This is just a classic. So with that, again, since this album is reaching its 40th anniversary, I bet most of you are probably going to be pulling this album out just to listen to it in celebration of this album. But for those who aren't familiar with this album, which I can't really believe that there's almost anybody here right now that hasn't heard at least Saxon, but again, if you haven't, this is, again, this album and Wheels of Steel are both classic records to pick up, but if you really had to start your Saxon experience off, it would be Strong Arm of the Law. So with that, again, just a classic record. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is Every Thrashhead Sam out, and I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.